Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Ishavasyopnishad. Not only Ishavasyopnishad, all Upanishads, they are very small texts. They are not independent books, but they are part of Vedas. They have one simple message for humanity. Great masters have done extensive research, and based on their experiences, they have conveyed one simple message for humanity. The message is, you are not here to suffer. The sorrows and miseries is not what you have carried here. You are here to feel peace of mind, to have the knowledge of reality, and to live happily. This they achieved in their life. They said, since one man can do, everyone can do. So they have given this message and they have walked away. In those days, in Vedic days, students would trek through Himalayas, through jungles in search of a master. And all spiritual big institutes were located in the Himalayan ranges. So they will travel after proper study and research. Now student wants to confirm that his research is approved by some master. So he will trek up, surrender to master, he will present himself to master, master will give him message. If that message fits his own research, he is happy. Then he becomes master. Then there is no disciple, no master. So this message was conveyed thousands of years ago. We do not know the age of these Upanishads. But everything else has changed. But these Upanishads have not changed. This knowledge has not changed. There is always somebody who will by heart it and pass it on to next generation. So it has come from one generation to another, to third, to till this date, as it is. There were no books then. So even if we have books now, we have computers, we have hard disks, still the tradition is by heart whole thing and pass it on to next generation. Because the knowledge is so important. Everything else we can afford to lose, not this knowledge. When a guru says you are a divine person, you are a good person, you are a godly person, you are God, there are not many takers. Because this knowledge is extremely difficult to communicate. It appears, what is there in it? But when Guru says you are good, you said, okay Guru, you say I am good, but I know I am not so good. When Guru says you are divine, we say, I know I am not divine. Can you give me some logic? Because I am an intellectual kind of a person. I won't accept anything like that. Guru will not give you any logic, any reason. Guru says, this is my experience. Take it or leave it. We leave the Guru. We walk down the street and an illiterate person is walking there. Something happens and he says, hey fool. We accept that. Not only we accept that, through our actions we prove he is right. But when Guru says, we don't accept. Because this knowledge cannot be communicated in the language we understand. It requires a great deal of tapas, investment. Since nobody wants to invest, nobody benefits. There are a few who will invest their lifetime. They'll sacrifice whole life for this knowledge. And chances are they'll gain it. So Guru has this message, but this message is so terse, so subtle, that sometimes it requires, they say, one tapa, that is 12 years to understand. Just to understand that you are that divinity. Understand this one sentence, it requires 12 years of time. You see, somebody wants to define a tree. He has no knowledge of tree. What he sees, branches, leaves, fruits, he says this is tree. You ask him to chop off all three. Fruits are gone, leaves are gone, branches are gone. So for him tree is gone. But tree re-emerges. So he has this curiosity, how did this tree re-emerge? Because I had cut it off. You tell him the reason is there are roots, they are alive. He doesn't know roots. He's never seen roots. Now you have to explain him roots without showing him roots. How will you do that? It is possible. It will require few days of tapas. Chances are he will understand the roots and importance of roots. If a person who has not used any electronic gadget, he comes to city, he sees a robot following his instructions, he is in wonderment. He wants to know, how is it possible? So you tell him, this robot has been programmed to behave like this. Program? What is program? How will you explain him? You can't just give this knowledge in 1 hour, 1 day or 1 week. He has to go through a proper course, begin from bit and byte. Maybe in few months or few years, he himself becomes a programmer. The worldly knowledge cannot be easily communicated. And this knowledge is coming from divinity, something beyond this world. So it got to be little difficult. So we must have patience. We must have faith. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam, Gita says. If you have Shraddha, this master is so great, I cannot explain his greatness. He's given his message in 18 mantras, just 18 mantras. And he's not given his name. The Upanishad, which has survived thousands of years, we don't know who's the author. Such a guru, why would he give you a piece of knowledge unless it is very useful, very important for you? So if we have that faith, that confidence, then only we gain knowledge. If that person who saw a robot, if he has confidence in his teacher, then only he can gain knowledge of computer or programming. So we got to have faith in master, in the book, scriptures. This faith works wonders. He doesn't say, Gita doesn't say, Jnanavan labhate jnanam, Buddhivan labhate jnanam. He says, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. So the first requirement for this knowledge is we must surrender to the master here. Surrender to the Upanishad. Take it as mission of life. Without Shraddha, no one can gain knowledge. You may get worldly knowledge. You may read books. You may read Upanishad by heart it, but the spirit of it won't come. That is possible only when we surrender to the Master. Empty our head. You go to satsang with full glass, what are you going to gain? Guru pours his knowledge, but your glass is already full. So empty the glass and then approach the Guru. Chances are you will carry something. So the spirit here is, you take up to this study, spiritual study, only if you have faith. And faith can be developed. Belief is the basis of faith. Belief systems can be changed. And for that they prescribe certain sadhanas, some upasanas, so that this faith is strengthened. Once you are determined, it's faith means it is your determination, nothing to do with Guru. You are determined to gain this knowledge, you will gain this knowledge. If there is a casual approach, it will come and go. You take it from 1 year, leave it from another year. It doesn't stay within. So this is the first requirement, that we must have Shraddha. If we have Shraddha, whatever is Guru's, if even I will try 1% of it, 1% truth is there, but I will try to understand it. I'll spend my time, I'll spare my time. Then it will work. It will work wonders. No question asked, there is no logic, no reason. Guru says, you are divinity. You accept it. You have that faith. Then it will work wonders. So there is a long introduction. There is also an invocation to this Upanishad. But for time being, we'll skip that portion. We'll straight away go to first mantra. Because first mantra is the direct message from Guru. Guru is not in front of us, but the words are his, and we are going to repeat them as they are. As though that Guru is speaking to us. So the first mantra is Om Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kinchat jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha ma grudha kasya svidhanam. This is the first mantra. We split this mantra into two. First line will deal independently. Second line we will deal independently. The first line is the jnana. Second line is upasana. What is jnana? What is upasana? We'll cover as we go. But now try to understand when he says Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kinchat jagatyam jagat. We are going to retain Sanskrit terms as they are. Translation into any language diminishes the efficacy of that term, because Sanskrit is the only language through which we can communicate paragraphs and sentences in words. So these words are very, very powerful. When you say Jagatyam Jagat, you can write a thesis. What is Jagatyam Jagat? Jagata is world, translated as world, and Jagatyam is a changing world. Constantly changing world. This world is constantly changing. Isha Avasyam, the Lord. Isha means the Lord. Avasyam means resides in. Idam, this. Sarvam, all. Yat kinchat, whatever is there. Jagatyam, Jagat, this changing world. We'll analyze word by word, and then we will draw the meaning of sentence. What is Jagat? Jagat means that which is changing constantly. You see ocean, ocean is water. You see waves, waves is water. You see vapor, the evaporation, that evaporated thing is water. You see cloud, it is water. You see snow, it is water. You see river, it is water. See, it is constantly changing. This constant transformation is called Jagat. Now, what is changing? You got to think very carefully what is changing. Many of you would say water is changing. What interest does water have to change? Does it have any desire to change? What is the difference between ocean and wave? Both are water. Water in one formation is ocean. Water in another formation is wave. So what has happened? Water remains water, but the formation has changed. The form has changed. Its construction has changed. Same element recombined appears differently. Same water appears differently. The cloud is also H2O, the snow is also H2O. So what has changed? Only the form has changed. And this change of form is this Jagat. We call it world, but Jagat would be the appropriate term. So when the formation changes, the properties also change. And a set of properties is named. We name it. Name is given by man. Properties are inherent in nature. So while water remains water, it appears as cloud, it appears as snow, both have different properties, so both are named differently. So name means property of a particular formation. So this name and this form is this Jagat. Whatever you see, whatever you feel, whatever you can imagine, it is all a different formation, that's all. Basic element remains same. That which is not known to us today. In case of water, we know because we have actually seen it, there is direct perception. But this entire cosmos has emerged in the same way from one reality. That reality is unknown to us. It is yet to be known. You go to office, you are a boss. You go to children, you are a father. You go to father, you are a son. You go to your wife, you are a dumb. What is changing? Are you changing? You remain same, the man remains same, only roles are changing. These different roles are nothing but Jagatyam Jagat. Everything undergoes a change. But there is something that is not changing. Unless there is something that is not changing, the changes cannot be noticed. If there was no water, the waves and ocean and cloud and snow will not be there. They won't appear. There will be no formation, there will be no form, no name after that. Because there is water, these changes are happening. Water is independent of these changes. Water says, I am in that changes, but I am not limited to those changes. I am independent of those changes. Whether there is snow or rain, it doesn't matter. Similarly, this world has emerged from somewhere. You ask science, they give Big Bang theory. That there was a big explosion, whole energy got consolidated, and from that consolidation, this world was made. What was there before that Big Bang? They say there was nothing. If there is nothing, can something emerge out of it? Nothing comes out of nothing. Something cannot emerge from nothing. So since something has emerged, there has to be something. That which is not known to us today. But we cannot reject it outrightly, because if there was nothing, this whole world would not have emerged. Since this world has emerged, we conclude that there must be something before that, before emergence of this world. And that one, that supreme power, that energy, that is today unknown to us, and our mission is to explore that. So Jagatyam Jagata means that which is constantly changing. And what is constantly changing? Names and forms. Nama, Rupa. So this Jagat is nothing but Nama, Rupa. Then he says, Idam, this. This implies there is that. What is that? That is unknown. But what is this? That is known. This he is referring to whatever we can perceive, whatever we can feel, whatever we can imagine, falls under this. Idam. Idam has equivalent words. They say tat tvamasi. Tat is that. Idam is tvam. So idam is applicable to individual, idam is applicable to cosmos. Whatever is you see with your naked eyes, you can see within a range. But you have a microscope, you can see bacteria on your skin. If you have a good telescope, you can see a black hole 50 million light years away. So what is seen and what can be seen, both are part of idam. Whatever you can hear, that is also part of idam. Whatever one can feel is part of idam. I am angry, idam. I am happy, it belongs to this place, idam. So he uses this terminology in the invocation. Om Purnamada Ada Purnam Idam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. He says that is whole. That today, that is not unknown to us. But there is some supreme power. That is whole. That is infinite. And what about idam, this world? This world is also infinite. And he says, when you deduct infinite from infinite, what remains is infinite. This is what this invocation is saying. And this was written thousands of years ago. Infinity minus infinity equals infinity. So this world has emerged from that. So this world also has properties of infinite power. all the changes, Jagathyam Jagat we have seen, all the changes create the concept of time. You see snow lying there for ages. You ask, what was there before this snow? So you going to the past. Then what will happen to this snow after a few years? You are going to future. So you are creating time just because the changes are noticeable. The name and form create the concept of time. And time is that which brings that unknown to this known world. That unmanifest power comes to this manifest being. And time is infinite. You can stretch time in all directions as much as you want. So this world is also infinite, and that is also infinite. So that we have to investigate, and this we have to understand. Everything I have shaven just 1 hour before, but already something is emerging. In 1 hour there is change, noticeable change. It's constantly changing. I am constantly breathing. The blood in my veins is constantly flowing. Heart cannot stop even for a few moments. It has to continuously pump. Some changes are noticeable, some are not noticeable. But changes, because of the changes, we say this happened earlier, this will happen in future. We go into time. That means we enter this world. Something finite, measurable. So idam includes whatever you can imagine. Entire cosmos is one fraction of idam. Because we do not know. Infinity means we do not know where it ends. Space is there. Where will it end? We do not know. You go 100 meters, there is space ahead. You go 1000 meters, there is space ahead. You go million kilometers, there is space ahead. You go billion kilometers, there is space ahead. It never ends. So all that you keep traveling, infinite. Till then it is idam. Sarvam. He says idam sarvam. What is sarvam? Idam covers sarvam. But when we are talking about Jagathyam Jagat, our attention is on change. So our attention is on that which is animated here. Something with a motion. Even if you go out, the first thing that attracts our attention is a moving thing. If there is nothing moving, then the non-moving thing will attract. So when we say sarvam, the general concept is whatever is moving, whatever is in motion. No, he says sarvam. That which is not in motion is also covered here. Generally, when you are studying this subject, when you are studying nature of the world, that it is constantly changing, whole attention is on changing. You see, your eyes cannot see your mobile phone unless there is a movement. Color and forms must be constantly changing. So long as there is change on mobile, our eyes are glued to that. It stops, we throw it off. So the movements are attention grabbers. That is why train travel is more enjoyable than plane travel. That is why he is deliberately inserted this sarvam. Then he says, whatever. You may get it, something is left out. No, whatever. Your silly imagination, that also. You had a dream that you are flying, that also included here. So, idam sarvam, whatever, jagatyam jagat. Anything left out, nothing is left out. A small bacteria included. We have trillions of cells being born every day and dying every day. Oh, all that is included. Nothing is left out. Now, this entire thing is pervaded by. Something resides in them. From the minutest to the largest. Everything is pervaded by something. What is pervaded? You take an iron ball, put it inside a furnace. Very soon, that iron ball becomes one with furnace, that fire. It becomes red hot. Because the fire pervades iron ball. Every molecule of that iron ball has become one with fire, red. Sometimes you are unable to recognize, when you open the furnace, you are unable to see where is iron ball. It has become one with furnace. Because the fire is so subtle and ball so gross, fire penetrates through the ball, heating every molecule of iron ball. So a fire pervades that iron ball, that is pervading. But fire is not limited to iron ball. Fire is there everywhere. When we say something pervades, we have a limited vision. And here we are talking something of the nature of unlimited. So fire is everywhere, but inside furnace it is concentrated, and if there is iron ball, it is pervading iron ball. So what is pervading? That he says Isha. Isha means the Lord, God, Supreme Power, Parameshwar, Paramatma, Father in heaven, Allah, whatever you name it. But he has deliberately used this word Isha here. All other Upanishad will say Brahma. That supreme power is Brahma. From Brahma, this Brahmanda has emerged. And that creation is done by Brahma. So Brahma is different, Brahma is different, Brahmand is different. Or they will name it Parameshwar or Paramatma. But here he is saying Isha. There is subtle suggestion. What is difference between God and the Lord? When you say God, you don't have a very clear idea. It's a non-entity for common man. Or is not a living being. They say God cannot move as it pervades everywhere. It cannot move from one place to another place. So we get an impression God cannot move. I can move, so I am superior to God. But here he is deliberately using the term Isha. You see, our earth has a gravitational force. There is a force attracting everything towards gravity, towards earth. Similarly, moon has a gravitational force. Mars has a gravitational force. Sun has a gravitational force. Because there are these forces acting, everything is in place. Something goes wrong somewhere, even for a moment. Supposing Earth changes its position a little bit, it leaves its orbit, we will not be there to discuss. But this has to be maintained very perfectly. Since it is being maintained, we say there must be a maintainer. So God is not a non-entity. God is maintaining, He is designed, He is calculated. How much force is required at which place? If I take 1 centimeter of my finger, there is an air pressure which is 1 kilo just on 1 centimeter. It's calculated. And equally there is a blood pressure from inside. So it is matched. It is calculated, designed perfectly. Who designed it? We do not know. But that is named as Isha here, because He is a controller, He is a governor, He is a maintainer. Whatever is happening in this cosmos, there is a rhythm in it. There is order in it. Even if there are collisions, they have been pre-planned. If there were no collisions, this earth would not have been formed. And we would not be living here. The man is born after his food is born, or at least at the same time his food is born. You can imagine, man is born and there is no food. So who designed this? That is why Karna is the eldest brother of Pandavas. Unless Karna is born, there is no point bringing in Pandavas. Every animal, every creature has been sent as though. But before that, the provision has been made. Can he live here? Make the atmosphere conducive for living, then send him. As though it is planned like that. We do not know. Since we do not know, we just surrender to that power, whatever you want to name it. So Isha has an implied meaning here, that he is not just Atman or Brahman just for the namesake. He is a maintainer. You can go wrong 100 times. He will not go wrong once. You can create havoc here, wars and everything, bombardments. He won't do it unnecessarily. You make mistake, then there are laws functioning. Like there are laws of physics, there are laws of chemistry, there are laws of psychology, there are laws of spirituality. All these laws are made and they are maintained. If you study scripture, if you follow scriptures, you are going to be happy. Don't follow, you are going to be unhappy. You won't die. So you are creating heaven for yourself. You are creating hell for yourself. That power has nothing to do with that. But there is a design. You behave in a particular way, you are into hell. You behave in another way, you are into heaven. So the choice has been given to us, but the laws cannot be changed. They are applicable to all equally. So who maintains these laws? That maintainer is Isha. So Isha pervades all this. Whatever is there and whatever is constantly changing is the meaning of first mantra. First part of first mantra. So here Guru is directly telling us, he doesn't say God is. God reside means God is. Otherwise, how will he reside? How will he pervade? So his declaration is very clear. Then you say, can you prove it? No, there is no need. If you take it, fine. Don't take it, that's also fine. Because there are unhappy people, there are happy people who they realize that something has to be gained in this world. If happiness was freely available, we won't realize its value. Children of wealthy people have no value for wealth. But those who have struggled and earned for themselves, they know the value. Similarly, happiness, if it was free, we won't realize it. Like oxygen, we don't realize. We are breathing in and breathing out constantly. We don't know what is the value of oxygen. But happiness is not like that. We have to earn our happiness. Unless we earn through our own efforts, we are not going to enjoy. So it is up to every individual. I can't do anything for you, you can't do anything for me. We can just share our experiences. That is what Guru is doing. He's just sharing his experience. He's done tapas, years of tapas. He's practiced whatever needs to be practiced. And then he has realized the truth. See, how can you explain 12 years or 20 years of tapas in 20 minutes? It's impossible. So all those who ask questions, they need to reflect first. Do we trust Guru? If you have trust, he tells you, you are that, just accept it and everything is done. So here he is declaring that God is. And where is he? The next question is, where is he? He is everywhere in everything, whatever you can think of. Idam sarvam. That is why Sanskrit terms, they are powerful, they convey. We have to struggle to understand what is this. When he says this, quote unquote, what is this? In English, it cannot be explained so easily. So how will it help you? You are transacting in this world. First of all, if he is everywhere, he is within me. Within my every cell. Because that is what Guru has declared. So he is within me, he is within you. He is everywhere. So what should be our behavior? How should we transact in this world? See, you go to office, you shout at people, you make your presence felt because you assume you are boss here. But in reality, you are not the boss. You are playing the role of boss. You are a man. So when you understand you are simply a man, then you will go to office, shout at people, make your presence felt, but you will not be affected. Practical. You go to children, you set a standard for them. You give them big lecture. They understand. But you know you are playing the role of father. You go to your wife, you become serious because you are playing a role. If you become really serious, you are in trouble. But you act as if you are serious, then you are not in trouble. Inside you know, I am just a man. Similarly, see, water says, I am water. These are only changes happening. This is the nature of nature. Nature of nature is change. If there is no change, there is no nature. It's the nature of nature. Sometimes I play as snow, sometimes I play as rain, sometimes I play as cloud, sometimes I play as wave. It's all play going on. Where is tension? No, but waves are so dancing, ocean is so dumb. There's no differentiation like that for water. For us, because we have assumed I am a wave and you are snow lying there for thousands of years. There is a differences, otherness, selfishness, sorrowness. They are all interlinked. But if we understand, no, this creation is one. We all are connected to each other. Not human beings. The plants, animals, birds, fishes, we all are connected in some way or the other. Even if you consider human beings, they are said to be social animal. What is social animal? Ants live in group, but they are not social animal. You see, one ant sees a heap of sugar. It will not eat. It will go back. Then thousands of ants will come and finish that heap of sugar within no time. But ant is not a social animal. Human beings are social animal because we are dependent on each other. I can make one article for thousands of people, but I cannot make 100 articles for myself, different articles. I can earn, but I cannot cook. See, each one has a role and each role is connected to another role. A farmer will do farming, but he needs instruments. He needs machinery. Somebody has to make machines. If somebody is making machine, he needs raw material. Somebody has to produce raw material. The raw material manufacturer needs minerals. Somebody has to manage minerals. So we all are connected. We can't live independently. Human being cannot live independently. All alone. They say, I will retire, go to Himalayas, go to jungle, and I will relax there. Impossible. Few hours you can. Moment you are hungry, you want somebody. Because who will bring the food? It won't come automatically. So we are interconnected. We are dependent. Unless we understand these finer points, there is no fun in living. You can live. It's the quantity. You have medications, you have hospitalizations, you have money, so you build hospital. You can live in ICU for years together. Just quantity. They say no. You live what you are designed for, but live happily. It is the quality that matters, not the quantity. What is point in living in ICU? Even though you are a very rich person, the hospital belongs to you, there are 5-star facilities, the best of staff, best of nurses around, but you are still in hospital. You don't want to live there because you are not happy there. Whatever we do, we eat food for what? For happiness. We stop eating for what? For happiness. If eating was happiness, we won't stop. We'll continue eating. We sleep for happiness. We get up for what? For happiness, not for unhappiness. Sleeping is blissful state. No worries, no tension, nothing. But when you wake up, everything starts. So do you wake up to experience unhappiness? No, that is also for happiness. Because inherently we are happiness. And that is what Guru is telling you. Happiness personified is you. You means all, including me. That is our original nature. So all scientific discoveries and inventions and everything, they lose their value if you are not attended to. And if you are attended to, you are happy already, these things do not matter. We spend hours together on mobile phone. There were no mobiles earlier. And they say people were more happy then than they are today. So has mobile, a beautiful instrument, has it brought happiness to us? If you are happy already, you can have hundreds of gadgets around you, no problem. That they are not saying. They are saying you attend to yourself first. Then you go around, beautify your surroundings, no problem. But you are beautifying your surroundings, you are correcting the whole world with, you are not corrected. Something is wrong with you. They say this world is, bitter world. There is no point in going to world. What is point in testing the drugs? I'll retire and go to ashram. This world has bitterness in it. It is a bitter medicine. And you want to run away from that bitterness. Do you know what is best way to get rid of bitter medicine? Best way is to consume it. Something wrong with you, not with the world. You are going to the world and suffering. Nothing is wrong with the world, something is wrong with you. You correct yourself. Then you go through the world, and world is so beautiful. So it's all up to you. What need correction is you, is me, not the world outside. World is like this, how you approach it. If it is drug, it is drug. Go through that. Overcome yourself. You are weak. Why are you consuming drugs? Because you are sick. Overcome your sickness. And that is possible only by going through the world, not bypassing the world. You cannot bypass this world. You are either on this shore or you are on that shore. The mission is to cross it. And in between there are crocodiles and there are snakes and there are scorpions inside the water. They are there. So you avoid crossing. No, your mission is to cross. You come here. You are come to this shore only to cross it. Now you are backtracking. I don't want to cross. That is what Arjuna wanted to do in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna said, nothing doing. You are running away from your responsibility. Do the work you have been assigned to. That is the best remedy for you. And here Guru is saying, realize the truth. When you realize the truth, all problems will vanish. Whole bitterness you will forget permanently. If somebody tells you there is something bitterness, you won't even relate to it. What is bitterness? Everything is so sweet and so nice. This world is so beautiful. You just desire and the things are in front of you. So, Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. This is the declaration. This is the jnana portion. This is the true knowledge. Now, what is happening? You gain this knowledge and you set a goal. Yes, up till now I did not know that God exists and God is there in him. I did not know. Now I know. I know only objectively. Shruta Jnana. Somebody has told me. I have still not experienced. So now I want to achieve this. See, somebody tells you, I have been to a place, book ticket, very difficult to, very expensive ticket, flew, then we have to drive, then we have to trek up, then we have to trek down, and we reached a place which is better than heaven. What a experience, what a experience. He tells you, now what do? I want to go. Immediately there is a desire, I want to go there, even I want that experience. So your goal is to visit that place. But when you set the goal, it's not going to be easy. Now you have to earn money, you have to plan for your travel, you have to acclimatize with hill climbing, temperature and everything. So you have to spend 1 year, 2 years, just prepare for it. Then preparation, then you will actually execute. Only when you reach there, you will realize it. Till then, no. Till then, it is all preparation. Now, what preparation? So, Guru has given in first line that God exists, He is everywhere. Now, student has realized there is some truth which I did not know. Now I know. Now I want to achieve it. So, in next line, Guru says, got to prepare for it. Just because you want to go, you won't reach there instantly. Got to prepare for it. Now, what is preparation? That preparation is called upasana. So, in next line of the same mantra, the first mantra, he gives 3 upasanas. See what happens? You are mistaken. Somebody tells you such beautiful place exists which is better than heaven. You note down everything. There is another person, he also tells you same thing. You note down everything. You print a book, you publish a book, you become a popular person, you lecture on that place which you have not visited. You are a lecturer based on information submitted by others, but you have not experienced. So you are a teacher, but you are not a guru. That person, the travel agent, a lady sitting there, he goes, sir, beautiful place, you will enjoy, your children will. Have you been? You don't ask her this question, but she has not been there. So being there, going there actually is realization. But now setting the goal and realization, there is a huge gap. So what do you do in between? You got to be engaged somewhere. So there are different methods adopted by different gurus. Got to engage the student. This engagement is called upasana. So they are given some simple tasks to perform. In one of the ashram, one very enthusiastic student, when he heard Guru, the God and realization and everything, he said, I want to realize right away. Guru understood his psychology. Guru gave him an assignment. He says, can you see a basket there full of that charcoal, black? Yes. Empty that basket. Go to Ganges, down below. It's 1 kilometer going down. Fill water in it. It's all porous. And bring it back to ashram. The student was really sincere. So he just followed Guru. He has faith in Guru. So he goes down, fills the water, but halfway the water is drained away. Anyways, his sadhana, his Guru has told him, this is your sadhana. So he's doing his sadhana. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Then he gets frustrated. What the hell is going on? I'm going down, bringing water, nothing is coming. So ultimately he goes to Guru. He says, what kind of assignment have you given me? It's of no use. He said, I got to engage you somewhere. There was no other task, so I engaged you. But have you noticed what is happening to basket? He said, let me look at it. So he looked at it. The basket earlier was black. Now it is shining. The blackness is gone. It's gaining its original color. He says, this is what is happening to you. You have been accumulating the dirt all through your past life, or lives, we don't know. Now you have set the goal. Moment you have set the goal, you got the direction. Now you have to engage yourself. That is called sadhana. And this sadhana cleanses you. When all dirt is gone, you will be shining. You will be happy. You will be peaceful. So in this mantra, Guru has given us 3 upasanas. This we will see next time. Hari Om.